strong words from a lot of people. What should the Packers do here?
Let it go. Move on. You drafted a replacement. That's why you traded up in the draft to draft Jordan Love. Skip, I mentioned this last week. And Brett Favre would know Aaron Rodgers because he's been around him, talked to him in a private setting more so. I don't really know Aaron Rodgers. But just observing from a distance and seeing how he's handled some of the things in his personal life, Brett Favre is absolutely right.
By the way, Brett Favre has experienced that firsthand because they've been at war.
Exactly.
Right?
Even Andrew Brandt, who used to be an executive for the Packers, said Brett Favre's camp just about every year would say, do you know what it's like to come to work with your replacement? So Brett is speaking, for, like you said, Skip, from firsthand knowledge. But dealing with Aaron Rodgers, Skip, it seems to me, this is how it normally works. And Skip, a lot of times I use relationships because I believe a lot of our audience have been through a relationship. And sometimes in a relationship, when one party feels they have the power or they make the most money, they have the bigger Q rating or whatever the case may be, Skip, they feel they can talk to you any type of way and you'll accept it. The Packers felt they had the advantage and they could do whatever they want and Brett would accept it. Why would a CEO, why would Mark Murphy tell Aaron Rodgers, don't you be the problem, if he didn't think he had the power? Why would they handle it in such a way? Skip, it was reported, now I don't know if it's true, but it's reported that the Bears gave Andy Dalton a heads up that they're taking Justin Fields. Andy Dalton. They should have made Andy Dalton go pick up Justin Fields from the airport. But they couldn't tell Aaron Rodgers, like, look, Aaron, we're probably going to move. If he's there and he's come to us, we're going to select a quarterback. We might even move up and take him. You could have given him that common courtesy. Skip, my college coach, Bill Davis, used to tell us all the time. He said, guys, I'm going to treat all of you fair, but I'm not going to treat you all the same. And Skip, you've been around it long enough. You know certain players get treated differently. And at some point in time, love is like an eclair. Once it goes cold, it can't be reheated. And even Tom Brady had his breaking point. He got tired. Even it took him 20 years, Skip, to build it up. But he got tired of Coach Belichick treating him, number one, like 43 on the roster. He says, enough is enough. I deserve better. I know I can go somewhere where they'll treat me accordingly.
But he left of his own volition.
He did. Aaron Rodgers believed that he can go somewhere, and they will give him the common courtesy of someone of his ilk deserves. Skip, I don't know how you repair this. I don't know why you're holding on to Aaron Rodgers when you drafted his replacement. When you take a quarterback in the first round, when you trade up to get him, you've told the guy that's already occupying that position, you're on borrowed time. When the Chiefs moved up to get Patrick Mahomes, what do you think Alex Smith was thinking, Skip? When they traded up to Texas to get Deshaun Watson, what do you think the quarterback was thinking? So what do you think Aaron Rodgers, like, hold on, I'm a two-time MVP. None of those guys went to the championship game. Aaron Rodgers said, I did just take the team to a championship game, and y'all still think I'm washed up. So now he has the power. I take you back to the championship game. I go 48 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I have the power. I don't like the way you've talked to me, and I was just waiting for this moment, Skip. And I told you, the moment he get that sledgehammer back in his hand, he gonna break some glass. Aaron Rodgers went out. I don't know how they repaired this, Skip. Too much damage has been done, and Aaron is the guy, Skip, you hold a grudge. He gonna hold that grudge until he gets up out of there. It's only a matter of time. Gutekunst can say all he wants to. Now, all of a sudden, we're committed to him long-term to 21 and beyond. No, you weren't. No, you were not, and he knows you're lying. Skip, just let it go. Just let it go. TB, Skip, TB's my guy. I've known Terry Bradshaw. We're in the Hall of Fame together. And when we talk, and I don't get a chance to talk to him much, but when I talk to TB, Terry Bradshaw, Skip, we really never talk about football. We always talk about his farm, his cattle. He have big cattle farmer, bring us bulls, bring us cattle, beef cattle. Skip, TB, you retired in '84. I retired in 2004. Things are different now. And I had to come to that realization, Skip. I was like, but that's the way we did it. And that's the way we did it. And then I started hearing myself, listening to myself, like, damn, I'm that grumpy old guy that everybody talked about when I was playing. Things are different now, Skip. Their players have more control now. It used to be the team had all the control. They controlled you until you couldn't play anymore, and then you ended up like Johnny Unitas, or you ended up like Joe Namath. But not anymore. Guys are not afraid to move. Joe Montana did not end up in 49ers. Emmitt Smith did not end up wearing Cowboy color. Some of the all-time greats, Skip, ended up in another uniform that we associate them with. It's over. You know it's over. I know it's over. The Pack need to know it's over.
I don't know it's over, but Maybe you're saying you in general know it's over, but don't lay it on me.
You don't want it to be over because you know what's going to happen if he's still with the Pack and the Cowboys.
Well, you once played for the Denver Broncos. You became a Hall of Famer as a Denver Bronco, later as a Baltimore Raven, but mostly as a Denver Bronco, right? You went into the Hall of Fame as a Denver Bronco.
I went back and finished up for 2 years in Denver.
Correct?
Yes.
And you are hoping against hope that somehow Aaron Rodgers winds up your quarterback as a Denver Bronco, because right now you are stuck with Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock. I told you he wouldn't work.
Which one you want?
Okay, so maybe that'll happen, because I think Denver would be first in line if they open up the auction to all comers. You know, come one, come all, take your best shot for Aaron Rodgers. And that well may happen maybe after June 1st. So let's go back to TB, the man you call him, Terry Bradshaw. I also have known Terry Bradshaw for a long, long time, back to our days. We used to play basketball with and against each other at Las Colinas Sports Club in Dallas, Texas, when he was first trying to get into this business as a commentator. And for our younger viewers, do not underestimate how great a football player he was, because he was a great football player. 4 Super Bowls that he won. And he lit up my Cowboys, especially in the second one, which was Super Bowl 13. He threw the biggest Miami party on my Cowboys, and those were 2 of the greatest teams on one field I've ever seen. So don't underestimate his credibility and the validity with which he speaks on this topic. So I loved, and I'm going to reiterate what he said yesterday, or is actually 2 days ago, on WFAN in New York. He said that Aaron being upset shows me just how weak he is. And his point was, he's a 3-time MVP, and he's worried about a guy they drafted last year in the first round. So Terry goes on to say, Pittsburgh drafted Mark Malone #1, which they did. It was the 28th overall pick in 1980. It was near the end of the line for Terry, but he saw that one coming. And in 77, they had drafted Cliff Stout. Terry can remember what he said, 3rd or 4th round, his 5th round, but still, he was coming also. So he said, that they have them coming at me from all angles. I embraced it because when we went to practice, I wasn't worried about any of those guys. They didn't scare me a bit. That's Terry Bradshaw's confidence. Once upon a time, early in his career, he briefly lost his job to Jefferson Street Joe Gilliam, Tennessee State, Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, so then he goes on to say, here's what I would do if I were the Packers. I wouldn't budge. I'd let him gripe, let him cry, retire. You're 38. Go ahead and retire. See you later. There's a big part of me that is so with that, like, go, Terry, go. I know it's old school. I know it's tough, but it's what made Terry Bradshaw, Terry Bradshaw. And there's a big part of me that says, just let it, like he goes on to say, hey, just let him retire and go do Jeopardy. And I'm good with that. You might be sort of what they call cutting off your nose to spite your face, because then you wouldn't have anything to show for it. Aaron wouldn't have anything to show for it either, if in fact he wants to go on playing football, and I'm not totally convinced of that. You know, he's got so many outside interests, and he has all but campaigned to become the permanent host of Jeopardy. I don't think he'd be great at it, but you do think he would be great. So just the mere fact that you, as a guy who was a guest contestant on Jeopardy, thinks that he could be a great Jeopardy host, okay, so he's got a shot there. That would be his second career. He says he could do both at the same time, because he had boiled it down to it would take only 46 days a year to tape all the Jeopardy episodes for a whole year.
I think he was just throwing that out there for the Packers, just in case y'all act funny.
Well, I believe that too. And I think he was negotiating against them, trying to negotiate his way out of town. Okay, so then that leads me to Tom Silverstein's piece that ran today in USA Today. Tom Silverstein has covered this team for more than 30 years, the Green Bay Packers. So he gets it. He knows. And he's been there through thick and thin. And the headline, just to give you the overall thrust of this, is Aaron Rodgers holding the Packers hostage to satisfy his grudges, so Green Bay should be prepared to trade him. So Tom is a longtime diehard observer of this team. He's finally come over to your side like, it's over. It's just too much. And he's blaming Aaron for it, like he's just trying to leak his way out of town. Because even the Jake Kummerow story that we had a couple of days back, like he was upset about Jake Kummerow, who had played there for 2 years, played 19 games. He'd thrown him 32 balls. He caught 20 for 322 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he was acting like, because they cut him, and then he went to Buffalo and lasted 6 games, caught 1 pass for 22 yards and got cut. He was making that like the end of the line. That was the point of no return.
Well, Skip, remember the quarterback coach? They fired Alex Van Pelt, and they didn't tell him about it. And it's reported that he had a great working relationship with Alex Van Pelt.
Well, that would matter more to me than Jake Kummerow.
But Skip, at that point,
remember, Aaron had just gone on a big national radio show. I forget which one it was, and just lauded Jake Kummerow as a guy that a diamond in the rough that they'd found, and he was becoming his favorite target. But he's just a street free agent, you know.
But Skip, you know what? Maybe he's not that good, but Aaron Rodgers was able to get the best out of him. There are a lot of receivers, Skip, when they played with Tom Brady, they looked better than when they went somewhere else. They never made it. So Aaron said Jerry Cook was the same thing. We thought Jerry Cook had found a home in Green Bay. And guess what? Alan Lazard, they ended up cutting him. They ended up re-signing him. But he's like, hold on, wait a minute. It didn't seem like anybody I like y'all want to get rid of.
Well, Jordy Nelson was his favorite receiver.
And they ended up cutting him.
They cut him, and he lasted 1 year with the then Oakland Raiders, and that was the end of his career, right?
But what'd you say the headline said?
Aaron Rodgers is holding Packers hostage to satisfy his grudges.
Thank you.
So Green Bay should be prepared to trade him.
I told you last year when they did this, I said if he ever get back in a power position, he was going to do it.
I have told you from the start, Aaron Rodgers is the LeBron James of the NFL. He can be a thin-skinned, finger-pointing, blame-deflecting diva. And when he gets his back up on something, he is impossible to deal with. And I think if everybody really knew what had gone on behind the scenes with this Packers regime and Aaron Rodgers, it's probably so ugly but so petty that a lot of people would lose some respect for Aaron and maybe some sympathy for Aaron. Because I think he is the all-time handful to deal with.
Well, Skip, I think all quarterbacks are like that. All quarterbacks have a little Petty Ruxpin or Richard Petty, whatever you want to, Petty LaBelle. Because, hey, think about it. What's the difference between what he's doing and what Tom Brady did to get Jimmy Garoppolo up out of there?
Yeah, but that was push came to shove.
Why are you worried about it?
That's either stay or go, man.
Hold on, wait a minute.
He's about to be pushed out the back door.
I just want to know. Now, Terry said he don't have anything to worry about. That's Tom Brady, 5-time Super Bowl.
Okay, but Tom had already put him in the shadows. He'd gone to practice battle with him and beaten him out, quote unquote, not had any worry at all about him. And all of a sudden, the handwriting on the locker room wall became clear that, wait a second, Belichick's going with Garoppolo.
I thought the job of the player was to shut up and just go play football. Don't worry about what front offices may or may not do. So now we can tell Aaron Rodgers, shut up, just go play football. But Tom Brady, you are well within your right to go upstairs, to go over Coach Belichick's head. I don't really see the difference.
Well, how many Super Bowls had Tom Brady won by that point?
But you got to be careful by evaluating, saying because someone. But like, I get it, Skip. I get it. Like I said, we know this about quarterbacks, Skip. They're very sensitive. You talk about thin skin. Quarterbacks have the thinnest of skin. I've been trying to tell people that for the longest, but people tell me, Shetty, you don't know what you're talking about. I've been around them too much.
But it's okay for Tom Brady to, as you say, go upstairs. I think he went over to Kraft's mansion, knocked on the door one night and said, hey, him or me. It's come to that point where I'm either going to be gone or you're going to make sure that he trades Jimmy G. One way or the other. Which is it? We've reached the point of no return. Well, this is no point of no return because, remember, they have Jordan Love right now on the Aaron Rodgers plan. How long did it take Aaron Rodgers to win the job from Brett Favre? It took 3 years.
So let me ask you a question, Skip. If you have your guy, Skip, I don't believe they would have made the move had Brett Favre not kept waffling about I'm retiring, no, I'm coming back. I'm retiring, I'm coming back. No, I think I'll retire again. No, I'm coming back.
He was.
And Ted Thompson, I think, was the general manager at the time.
He was.
Said enough is enough. He put his foot down. And so they moved on.
If you have your guy, they had to completely rebuild Aaron's delivery from his Cal days under Jeff Tedford. Completely rebuilt it. And it took 3 long years of him sitting, waiting, watching, learning to be ready to do what he did.
He might have, let me ask you a question. Had Brett Favre not kept waffling about retiring, do you believe that he'd have had to probably wait another year?
Okay, maybe so. But 3, he was ready to go because he proved he was ready to go.
Okay, then. Well, you
and I told you the other day, our man Lil Wayne told me that his ear to the ground on the Lambeau Field turf, that he's hearing that they have high hopes for Jordan Love, that they see a little bit of Mahomes in there, but maybe he's not ready, or maybe, it's like on the cusp of being ready. Well, it'd be pretty tough to throw him into this fire week 1 this coming football season.
Well, no, you drafted him. You moved up to get him. Let him go.
Okay.
Turn him loose. Aaron says, if you believe he is what you thought he was going to be, let me go and find out.
Okay, but they're only in year 1 of the Aaron Rodgers plan for Jordan Love. I'm sure they would like to make it 2 years
and then say. Kick him out the nest. That's what mama birds do. Fly. Or something going to get you on the ground. Fly.
So back to Tom Silverstein, the last point that he made is that all of these leaks have to be coming from Rodgers. The quote is, he's smart, and he has had his people in his camp leak the reasons he's angry at the Packers rather than address it himself publicly. It allows him a chance to later deny any of it was coming from him when it absolutely must be coming from him. So he has declared war on the Packers. That's why on draft day, it broke that he wanted out.
Of course, that's
it was
not
a touche.
Yeah,
it was. I waited 365 days to stick it back to you after you stuck it to me.
Let me ask you a question, Skip. Who do you think leaked Aaron, don't you be the problem? You think Aaron Rodgers leaked that, or did the team leak that?
What's his name? Mark Murphy denied that he said it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know where it came from.
So Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know if they leaked it. I just think that reporter for the Bleacher Report knew. He was also a guy who'd covered the team.
So let me ask you a question. Who leaked the fact that Aaron Rodgers was not consulted about the guy they were hiring? Who leaked that? Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron. Yep.
They did.
No.
They say they did not consult with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron said no, they did not.
But I think he started that ball rolling.
See, you can't have it both ways. You can't leak information and then get mad when a player leaks said information. What you could have had, Skip. This is not to say it wouldn't have blown up the way it has, but you could have easily said, Aaron, we're looking at drafting a quarterback. Now, maybe we might have to move up to get him, or one might fall into our lap.
Yep.
But we're looking to take a quarterback in the first round. Skip, if you do that and Aaron gets mad, okay, so be it. But at least you've given him the heads up. Someone of Aaron Rodgers' credentials. I believe he earns that.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.